Them say me a the dan from Portland, but this a dan and I do not know where wrong. For rich people me sit down, for poor people me stand. I and I now mix up with dirty Babylon. Am I right, am I wrong? I may say youths for your things. I may say youths for your things. No.
Welcome back, guys. We have here today big star ProVydah, and I'm gonna ask ProVydah a few questions, and I'm sure a lot of you people would like to, you know more about ProVydah and where ProVydah is from. We all know he's from Jamaica, recently migrated to Australia, and yeah, so ProVydah, my first question is, when did you aspire to do music? How old are you?
Well, firstly, my father used to love music. Before I get to that, my father, I always used to hear him be singing songs, and I'd always say one day those songs will be mine, and I always laugh at the situation and say, in my head I'm like, I don't want those songs so like old people songs, but I think that he saw a vision, something that I didn't see, so later down the track, I started doing music at age 16, after his passing, like 3 years after his passing, so yeah, I started playing around with music. Well, I've been playing around with music before 16, but that's at age 16 is when I was like, I'm an artist, I'm doing this, I'm writing music. So yeah, and I used to just make my songs at that point. I was basically a rapper. I didn't used to do dancehall or reggae music, so I started doing rapping, and I later found out that this thing wouldn't work here because I have a strong Jamaican accent, and it just wouldn't work being a Jamaican.
Be back in Jamaica.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm just gonna do reggae, and then later started doing dancehall. So that's how it all,
Can you give us can you remember the very first song that you wrote?
Well, one of the first rap lyrics, I can't remember it fully, but I remember lines like, my niggas are the best from the east side. So it was just something. Yeah, I don't remember the full verses and all that, but yeah, it was an interesting song, and I used to just rap for my friends and people around, my area and thing, and they used to love it.
Yeah.
So I started developing my craft there. There was a guy that owns a sound system, and I started just, every night we'd go there and sing and DJ. You see, we call it DJ other than, singing. Yeah, so that's how we call it in Jamaica. You see, so yeah, that's where I started developing my craft. But when my brother told me about this competition, which was happening in a close by community in Portland, and I decided that I'm gonna enter that competition. So that's what I did, and yeah, that really helped me develop in my craft. Learn how to be more develop my confidence in music, really, and make me realize that, oh shit, I can do this. That's when I really actually feel like I'm being loved for something that I'm doing, so, and that's when I was like, shit, music, I was made for this.
So you were born and grew up in Port Antonio. Definitely. In Jamaica, Portland.
Definitely.
All right.
From Port Antonio to Buff Bay, that was.
So you lived in Buff Bay?
I lived in Buff Bay for a few years. Went to primary school, Buff Bay Primary, as well, and yeah. So
yeah,
Portland is my place.
So this competition, you won that competition?
Yeah, I won it fair and square.
But you had a few different artist names, right?
Yeah.
What was your back then?
Back then, the funny thing is, I all of my artist name, I actually basically kind of create my names. Back then it was Papa names. So if you type in on YouTube Papa names, you'll find a video clip or two there of me. You see it. So at that time, how I actually became Papa names was I had a pig by the name Nemo, and yeah, that's a long story anyway. But someone heard me calling the pig Nemo one day, and then and then started calling me Nemo after that, So and then after Nemo became Neems, and then from Neems came Papa Neems. So I just stick with the name when I went into the competition, because I didn't really have a stage name at the time, so I just worked with that, you know. And then everyone there would tell me that, you know, you're a real good artist, but I just don't like the Papa on it. It just sounds too old.
Yeah.
You know, so I decided that I'm gonna have a name change, and I was discussing it with a friend one day, and the guy was like, for your style of music, it would be good to name itself Africa. And I was like, Africa? You know what? It's so too much, you know, I'm taking on a whole continent name, you know, so I then decided, why not do something close to Africa, you know. And then I first start off Afrokai, you know, and then I was like, sounds good, but I feel like I'm not wearing Afro, so I was like, should I put something close then again? And then the next idea was Afrikai, and then I was like, you know, I'm gonna work with that one, and they said they like it as well, so
nice. That's
why I came up with that name, you know. So yeah, and I ran with that name for a long time. I mean, people still know me as Afrikai,
yeah.
You know. So I recently changed my name after basically, you know, being in a music publishing contract. You know, so that's something I never really spoke about, so I guess this is the perfect time to speak about it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, so
sorry.
yeah, after being wrapped up in a contract for some time now, you know, and finally got out of that, you know, I had to get lawyer and all that. So yeah, and I've always never liked the idea of signing to anybody, because I've gotten like 2 offers before, and that last one I took it, and yeah, it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it, you know. That's the people just feel like say, oh, they see artists with talent and just want to work with them, but no, they don't have a plan. You know, they just like, oh, let's see if I can grow with this artist. They don't have anything to invest really. So yeah, I decided that, you know, there was lots of stuff that was going on that I didn't like, so I just decided I'm gonna part with it.
So you feel that you're better off doing this as a self-made?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I rather to grow this way. If someone not coming to me with a good deal, or you know, I'm just not gonna. If they're not really serious about what they're doing, I'm not gonna go ahead with it. And I don't think signing for me right now is a good idea. You know. Signing me, I don't think so, because the whole contract thing, I couldn't even work with anybody. You know, I couldn't be like, oh, I want to go work with this producer or whatever, so I had to wait until I get out of the contract before I could do anything like that. So yeah, I don't like it. I love freedom. I like to do my music freely without feeling like I'm trapped, you know. So yeah, that's why.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I rather to do it independently. Whatever I make out of it, so be it.
So where do you see ProVydah now in terms of music? Like, what genres are you touching bases with these days?
Well, for me, I really love Afrobeat. I think I made my also started listening to Afrobeat like a couple of years now, when Afrobeat start like breaking out in Jamaica really.
So who were you really listening to then?
At that time it was Wizkid. You know,
for real?
Wizkid is the first Afrobeat artist I heard. He did a cover of one of Bob Marley's song on BBC One Extra, and that's when I was like, who the hell is this, you know? And then I started looking up more music for him, and then I started discovering more African artists, and then, you know, like Adekunle Gold and Fireboy and Malik Berry and those artists became like some of my favorite top African artists. You know.
Rick Hassani is another one. Yeah, big up.
A whole heap of them. So, you know,
definitely.
I have a big love for Afrobeat. Like, it's not just today, you know. So yeah, I'm definitely, well, I've done a few Afrobeat songs I haven't released as yet, but you know, definitely going into that market.
Oh, we can't wait to hear those. Yeah, so they're gonna be fire.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to that.
So Afrobeats, and you're still gonna be touching your bases with your roots, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Dancehall
definitely. And as I said, I started out rapping, so I think I've always been versatile, where I always mix genres. you know, a bit of R&B, as even the Hold On Me song, hello, good morning, where you came from, that song, you know what I mean, it's more like R&B / dancehall vibe, you see it. So yeah, still gonna show my versatility, but dancehall, because lots of people try to make it seem like dancehall and reggae is one, but it's not. Dancehall and reggae is separate, so I do both, you see it. So yeah, that's where it's at, really.
So a bit of controversy here about, in recent times, Stone Boy made a comment about how reggae music is from
It's from Africa. Well, I personally don't think he's right to some extent, but at the same time, you know, I wouldn't say that it's from Africa, because the music have started in Jamaica. You know, the influences might be from Africa, but the music have started in Jamaica. What the people live, they breed, everything it's there.
That's
they
right.
developed their craft there. They didn't come from Africa. They're from Africa by descent, but they didn't come from Africa and say, oh, I'm gonna start reggae music in Jamaica. You know, so I would say it started from Jamaica, and that's why.
So like for example, like I would say, you know, like Latin music, it has influences from Africa. The beats, the drums and things are from Africa, but Latino people made it their own. Therefore, this is why I have a big thing about reggaeton. Reggaeton is dancehall. It's the same beat. It's just a faster beat than dancehall, but it comes from Jamaica.
Yeah, it's definitely from Jamaica.
So. Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
So, where do you see ProVydah now, like performing on stages? What's he doing?
I have an upcoming show. I have an upcoming show in Melbourne on the 29th of this month, October. You know,
Island, hang on.
Yeah, so that's my little son there, Bobo. Yeah, man, so I'm on the 29th of October in Geelong, Johnstone's Park, and I have another show in December, a day before my birthday, which is December 8th, in Sydney, opening for Turbulence. Wow, go on, you don't know this is ProVydah, and guess what? I'll be performing a Turbulence show in Sydney, Australia. You see me at the Metro Theatre, December the 8th. Yeah, man, come check me out live. Trust me, it's gonna be a vibe. Yeah, man. So guess what? Man still up on the front page, and I look for your upgrade. Can't go home with just chum change. And even though I'm hungry, you still see my best face. Poverty life cause enough pain. Yeah, man, make sure to be there. Tickets are out now. Yeah, man, click the link in the description. Let's go. Yeah, man, so definitely looking forward to those performances.
That's great.
Yeah, man.
Well, we can't wait to hear more of your music, that's for sure.
Definitely.
And so you're releasing any new songs in the next coming weeks, or?
Yeah, that's the plan actually. You know, so I have a few songs that I'm working on. So yeah, as soon as I get everything all polished off, definitely my fans will be notified. You see it. So yeah, man, that's the pre.
So don't forget as well about your latest track that you did release.
Yeah, definitely. City of Dogs, my debut single. I'm just gonna call it debut because after the whole contract thing, I basically took off all my music off social media pretty much. So to start over fresh with a new name and everything. Yeah, and by the way, the name ProVydah is influenced by, you know, my father, you know, because that was his nickname, and just to honor him, you know, I just decided that I'm gonna work with that name. So that's how the name came along, really, with the whole contract thing, and just, you know, yeah, being, you know, he been there from day one, you know, grew up with him until he pretty much, you know, passed away. So yeah, that's why the name came along. And yeah, so the song is out, City of Dogs now, so you guys can go stream that. As they may just, because I realize that a lot of people complain about no positive music, but when they do get the positive music, they don't share it as much, they don't support it as much. So no wonder why people are more influenced to go do the Chappa songs or the gun songs, you know, or the freakiest friggin' songs. You get what I say? So
do you feel like your music is going towards a more positive side of things?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I always made a promise to myself that I will never do a gun song. You know what I mean? I will do a sexual song, but I'll never do a gun song or a Chappa song because that's just not me. That would just be me faking it. I mean, music is art, you know, it's not everything you sing about you actually do. but I couldn't fake being a gunman, I couldn't fake being a chopper. You know what I mean? So I couldn't do those music.
That's
you know?
right.
So,
Yeah. Good on you. That's
yeah,
great.
so-
It's really good to hear, guys. So,
yeah.
in saying that, guys, go check out your boy ProVydah.
Yeah, man. Follow me on all social media platforms. Go stream my music. Yeah, man. And yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this, guys.
Spread
Yeah.
some good music across the world. Let's see.
I see big things happening for you, ProVydah.
Yeah, man, for sure.
And you know, you're gonna take it to the next level.
Definitely.
Especially being here in Australia, we need music like you.
Yeah. And
So-
and Australia, what I see, I have less competition. Like Jamaica is flooded with artists every day. Another new artist trying to break out. So I have the whole play field for myself. Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, I just have to find my way out to market. You know?
So when you forward back to Jamaica,
Yeah.
where would you like to would you like to be interviewed on some certain platforms?
Yeah.
Where would you like to go?
Definitely, because I always watch Winford Williams, which is on stage, and The Fix. You know, I'm a big fan of those shows. No interviews miss me when it comes to those shows. So, yeah, I've always watched them and learned from artists as well, because that's the thing. I love watching interviews because I get to learn from them. You know, so yeah, definitely those
Ones,
those
okay,
shows.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's right. And how about, would you like to do on-stage performances over there when you go back?
Definitely. I'm even thinking of having my own show, you know, back home when I go back. So, yeah, anything is possible.
Well, that's
and
good.
everything.
And you also have your own YouTube channels.
Yeah. I have, you know, my music channel, I have my personal vlog channel, I have my family channel, which is The Island Family, spelled with a D-I instead of T-H-E, Island Family. Yeah, man, and my music channel is ProVydah Music, so that's ProVydah Music. You can find me on all social media platforms with that same exact name. Yeah, man. And my vlogging channel is Island Boy Africa. Yeah, man, so that's the pre, and that's all it.
That's
Yeah,
it. Well, guys, now you know you've got a bit of intel of the ProVydah, the artist here.
Yeah, man.
And the one and only.
Easy.
So, let's go stream his music, stream his channels,
True.
and support him in any way you can as well.
Yeah.
All
Man,
right.
still up on the front page and I look for your upgrade. Can't go home with just chump change. My brother, them are the realest. When you talk about art, we have the cleanest. Hello, good morning, where do you came from? Perfect stranger, I've been waiting on. Right place at the right time.
That's
yes,
it.
man. Let's go
Well
on.
done, guys. It's a wrap.
Yeah, man.
Blessings.
Think a little people out there, so I try to make it work. Now no car, me nah no land, me nah no bike, me nah no bus. But to make it in a life, you want to walk. It nah work, it nah work.